Loud and clear. Do you want to go to this despite the fact it hasn't started, or what do you want to do? Yes, I do. I'm copy. Except I have nervous. I thought. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm Lieutenant Ross Moen. I'm the commanding officer, Wilshire Detective Division. I want to thank you very much for being here because we are requesting your assistance, and we're requesting assistance from all the media, including the magazines. And I have to tell you that I've got numerous calls from Great Britain, New York, around the world with an interest in this case. Last Sunday morning at 0045 hours, just shortly after midnight, at the conclusion of a party at the Peterson Museum located on the southeast corner of Wilshire and Fairfax Avenue. After exiting the museum, an individual who everybody knows is Notorious B.I.G, a notorious rap singer, was shot and killed after he had left the location. Up on the board behind me shows a diagram in which he was in the lead Suburban, followed by another Suburban with bodyguards, when the vehicle, suspect vehicle, which is a dark, we believe, sedan, drove up along to the right side of the vehicle, fired numerous shots into the passenger door of the Suburban, hitting Mr. Big numerous times. He was transported in the Suburban to Cedars-Sinai Hospital, where he was pronounced dead, guilty of multiple gunshot wounds. Again, I have to tell you that the Los Angeles Police Department right now is currently involved in interviewing approximately 200 witnesses, a number of them from out of the city, several of them obviously from New York, who were part of the entourage with Mr. Big. We have some information that we're following up and some leads already that we hope to help us culminate and solve this investigation. But if, in the meantime, with this amount of press, we hope to have your viewers and your readers come forward with more information. We have a number of witnesses who fled the scene. I think that's the best word. They left without identifying themselves, and trying to put that group together is extremely difficult and tiring, and it would really help our investigators if they came forward. We are, at the meantime right now, hopefully with some of the witnesses, to being able to get a drawing of our suspect. When that happens, we will put that out on the press.
How good a description of the suspect do you have, sir?
We have a male black in his early 20s, and that's the description we have right now.
Senator, you look at this as payback for the Shakur. I mean, it's no secret they were bitter enemies. Is there any way that this could be some kind of payback or retaliation for what happened in Las Vegas?
The detective investigation is going directly in all kinds of directions, and we're not overlooking any possibility of a payback or a gang-related type shooting. We're not overlooking the fact that this was possibly a hit, a directed target, coming out of probably New York, could have come out of LA, could have come out of Atlanta. We're looking at this in connection with a number of murders that have occurred around the country dealing with rap singers. Obviously, we had one as early as 2 years ago at the El Rey murder, or at the El Rey Theater following the Soul Music Awards. I do have to tell you there's 20 detectives who are working on this under the direction of Kelly Cooper, and we do feel that we will be able to, with this amount of effort put into it and the cooperation of your viewers, solve it.
Didn't the bodyguards see anything? Didn't the bodyguards that were with Notorious B.I.G., didn't they see anything?
We have interviewed several of them. We have gotten descriptions from them. Yes, they did see some of them. Quite frankly, when the shots started, ducked, did a normal reaction, and that's their statement, is that they did not see what happened at that time.
Isn't that the same thing that happened with the Tupac Shakur killing, where there were bodyguards on the scene, yet somehow they managed not to see anything?
The realization I think you have to believe is that when somebody's shooting at you, your first reaction is not to get a description of them, but to take cover, duck, close your eyes, get out of there, move, and that's what happened. It was a very fast sequence of events with a 9mm weapon. And that's all I can tell you about the weapon at this
Was there
time.
more than one person in the car, do you know?
Witnesses have said there were more than one person in the car, but we're focusing on the driver of the vehicle at this time.
You said there was a driver, was the assailant, was the person?
We
who pulled
believe the
trigger?
driver was the assailant.
Lieutenant, witnesses, cooperative, uncooperative?
The witnesses we've interviewed have been cooperative. Those that haven't come forward or we haven't talked to yet, I can't tell you about. We hope they will be.
Sir,
Have you identified the other individuals who were in Mr. Big's vehicle with him at the time, as well as the bodyguard vehicle?
Not all of them.
Well,
Not all of them. There are several individuals we believe were in the vehicle, and we don't have their identification yet.
Was Sean Puffy Combs one of the individuals?
He was in one of the vehicles, yes.
was he with Mr. Big?
I don't think so.
Lieutenant, you mentioned other incidents in other cities. Can you specify what murders those rap-related murders those were? And we know about Vegas and Tupac, but you mentioned New York and Atlanta.
No, I can't. You'd have to refer to those cities and ask them what they have on it. As far as
When you said the hit may have come from New York, I mean, can you give us more detail? Why would New York be involved?
No, I said New York, Atlanta. We're not eliminating Las Vegas or any place. In our investigation, we're not restricting it to the city of Los Angeles for any reason, for any purpose, for motive or suspects.
Did he ask for any protection prior to that?
Are you connecting the other violent acts to this one?
We're looking at those as a possible connection. When we're talking about the other murders, we obviously cannot eliminate the fact that there's been a number of murders involving rap singers. Yes, we have to look at those, and yes, we think there may be a possibility, so therefore we're going to talk to the other detectives in the other cities.
That would suggest that there's some validity to reports that there is a rift between East and West Coast rappers when they say, no, that isn't the case.
I would believe there's always a possibility when you have a highly competitive, lucrative business as the rap groups that there, anything that I have read or heard as far as a rift, I have no personal knowledge of. It's what, like you, I've read in the paper that said perhaps there was a difference between the distribution company out of East Coast versus West Coast.
Is that the most likely scenario at this point that investigators are focusing on? Is that it was related to something like that?
We're not really focusing on any one specific aspect. We're looking at witnesses who can give us an identification. We're talking to people who hopefully can tell us who's involved in this murder. We're not overlooking the fact of whether it was a rival rap group or whatever, or narcotics related, gang related. We're looking at all those aspects.
This involves many
When-
cities. Do you think there's going to be a federal government or federal investigation on the rap music industry that you might be involved with as well?
No, I'm strictly involved in solving this murder right now, and as far as any supposition, as far as a national or federal task force doing any investigation, again, I'd refer you to the federal side.
well, have you been in contact with police departments in other cities?
Been in
Yet, New
contact,
York?
have been in contact with federal agencies, other task force, and other departments, yes.
Federal agencies? Back to cooperation, would you say
Out of the Justice Department.
the people in all the vehicles that you've interviewed, are they cooperating? Would you characterize them as being cooperative witnesses? Or are people just stonewalling and not talking? Anybody that was in the car that may have been directly involved in the shooting itself?
The degree of cooperation varies, but we would have to say generally cooperative.
Lieutenant, could you explain how many people were in the cars again?
Since I don't know, it would be difficult. We feel there was probably 5 people in each of the 2 Suburbans. We don't know that for a fact yet. In each of the 2 vehicles that you see up depicted up there, which is the 2 Suburban vehicles that had left, followed by a black Blazer.
So there could have been 4 other people in the Suburban with Big?
Yes. And 5 in the Suburban in front of him, and 4 or 5 in the Blazer behind him.
Was anybody else hit?
No, not to our knowledge.
Do you have any
I'm
information
sorry.
as to whether he was lying in wait or attended the party where this vehicle came from?
I would think the indications were that if he was the intended target and he was hit, that someone had to be laying in wait for him to come out, to answer
Do you
your
think he was
question.
at the party?
Could have been. Whether I think so or not, I don't have a thought on that.
You
I can
met
answer your
with those
question.
parties?
Could the shooter have been at the party earlier? Possibly. I don't know.
Sir, can you show us on those vehicles you've drawn on your diagram, point to which one is which vehicle?
Yes, I will.
Thank
Be glad
you.
to.
Can you give us some sort of a perspective on who these witnesses are? There was an industry party, or a number of them in the industry, they're from out of town?
There are a number of them that are in the industry, yes. There were what you would call the entourage, which is not necessarily in the industry, but they go along with the group, and there are rap lovers, people who are there as fans. And it was a celebration of the Soul Music Awards that occurred on Friday night, and they'd been in town for approximately 3 weeks with the entourage, so that's, I believe, just a culmination party on Saturday night at the Peterson Museum.
Have you contacted Vibe
concern on
magazine
your
for a guest list, since there is the possibility that the shooter may have come from inside, or at least knew of his presence there? Have you contacted the people who threw the party for a guest list, considering the possibility that the shooter may have come from inside, or at least knew that Biggie Smalls was going to be there?
We have done a number of things along that line to locate witnesses who may have seen the shooting.
Are you doing anything to prevent any possible further violence that might be an outgrowth of this incident? Either in, West Coast-based rap groups or among the gangs here?
I believe the best thing we can do as far as preventing any further violence or any paybacks on this is solving this murder as quickly as possible.
Lieutenant, have you warned anybody? Have you warned anybody?
No.
Was the victim's window open or closed when he was shot?
I don't know. I asked that question, and I wasn't at the hospital to see if the vehicle had glass in it or not.
Sir, did the gunman,
To answer your question, the window was apparently closed when they fired into the vehicle.
did the gunman
But
say
the-
anything at all before firing the shots?
We have no witnesses that said anything was said before the shots being fired.
Did the fire department shut down the party early due to overcrowding?
Yes.
Lieutenant, did any of the people who talked to in Mr. Biggs' car indicate that he had received threats or anything like that prior to this weekend?
I don't have any specific information on any threats to Mr. Big. I would have to believe, as visible and notorious as he was, there is a very strong possibility that he may or may not have. I mean, it's a very vague answer because I don't have any information to that for you.
Any clothing description on the suspect from eyewitness accounts?
No.
Can you tell us exactly how many witnesses have been interviewed today?
No, I
Or
can't. I cannot because, like I said, we have 20 investigators assigned to this out of Wilshire detectives, plus 2 detectives out of our criminal apprehension section downtown, and interviews are going on right now. I would estimate we have another 150 witnesses to interview.
So we've done about 50. Would that be about right?
I'm not sure.
Lieutenant, a lot of us covering this story don't know a whole lot about rap and have had to do some quick research over the last couple of hours. What about your investigators? I mean, have they got a brief, quick history on rap and the interconnectedness?
You actually have an advantage over myself as far as if you've done 3 hours of research on the history of rap in the United States. I have been briefed on the history of the rap violence that has occurred in the last several years in the different groups and their involvement. As far as the history of the rap music industry itself, no, but as far as the criminal aspects of it, yes, we have.
Sir, it's been 6 months now since Tupac Shakur was killed, and I'd like to find out, are you reasonably confident with the information and the suspect that you have now to think that you will come up with something strong as far as evidence within the next bunch of days, or does it look like this is one of these investigations that can really drag on?
No, I'm very confident that we're going to solve this murder.
Has Faith Evans given a statement, Mr. Biggs' ex-wife or estranged wife, mother of his child? Has she spoken to police yet?
We talked to her, at the hospital, and she was at the hospital.
Was
No,
she able to provide?
no comment on any comment that she made. You may talk to her if possible, but no comment
Was she
on
in the
any.
vehicle?
No comment on anybody's statements as far as any of our interviews at this time.
Can you say if she was in the vehicle with him?
I
Or
don't-
in his entourage vehicles?
I don't know.
Did it appear to the detectives that this was a hitman based on his skills at firing?
It would be extremely difficult for me to give a profile on the shooter as far as his expertise or history of being a hitman. No, I have no knowledge of that. Realizing what had happened, the close range, close proximity, I don't think it necessarily took an expert to do what he did.
How many shots were fired?
I didn't say numerous shots. Those that have the videotape of the vehicle can see that there was numerous shots fired into the passenger door.
How many
The
times was
vehicle's moving?
I didn't say.
Were the vehicles moving?
The vehicle was stopped at the time.
It was in the middle of the street.
Yes.
And you
Because of a
believe-
light or just?
What I can depict for you up on the drawing, as you see, which is on the left, which would be lane N2, northbound lane on Fairfax Boulevard, is a Suburban followed by a second Suburban that pulled out of the Peterson Museum parking lot with our victim, Mr. Big, in the second vehicle. When another vehicle, and this is the dark vehicle containing the suspect, pulled up along the right side, and we believe from our witnesses' statements, the driver fired from that vehicle numerous shots into the driver's door of the second Suburban. I can point it out to you so it'll look a little clearer. But basically, here's the Peterson Museum. For your clarification, this is Wilshire Boulevard running east-west, Fairfax Boulevard running north-south. Here's the north. Coming out of the Peterson building was the first Suburban, and then we had the second Suburban, which Mr. Big was in, and the suspect vehicle pulled up alongside. First vehicle or second vehicle, right?
Second.
But when I have to tell you, the vehicles were stopped here at the red light.
So he was a passenger then? He couldn't have been driving?
He was the driver. Now, Mr. Big is sitting here, right? In the right front passenger seat of the Suburban. The other vehicle pulls up alongside. Excuse my graphic artist here, please. And the driver shoots numerous times into the vehicle.
Were any shots fired out of Big's car?
We have no evidence that there was any shots fired by anybody else other than the suspect at any time.
Was his entourage armed? Anyone in his entourage armed that you know of?
We believe they may have been armed. We don't know that.
How many shots did Biggie sustain?
I didn't say numerous shots. An autopsy was performed this morning at the LA Coroner's office, and cause of death is multiple gunshot wounds to the upper body.
Was there a weapon found?
No weapon found.
But you believe they all came from the same weapon?
Yes, we do.
Does the name Jake Wallace play into this at all, a case out of Atlanta?
No, name doesn't mean anything to me. It may be, and when we finish our investigation, it may mean everything, but I have no knowledge of that at this time.
Did the vehicle with the shooter in it, did it also come out of the parking lot, or did it come up the block from,
We don't know.
you don't know?
We don't know.
Lieutenant, one other thing that was unclear, or maybe I just missed it. Was there a light there? What would have been the reason for his car to have been stopped?
There was a signal light at that intersection, and he was stopped for the red light.
Did somebody give chase to him, the suspect, or?
One of the security vehicles gave chase as the suspect vehicle proceeded eastbound on Wilshire Boulevard, went a couple of blocks and never saw the vehicle again.
He never got the license plate number of that vehicle?
No.
What was the security company that was providing the security for that party?
I don't have the name of the company.
But it's one of their people that tried to make chase?
One of the security people that they had hired that made chase.
So it was that particular van right there that made chase?
No, it was the Laser that was following behind the two Suburbans. There was a third security vehicle that was behind the two Suburbans.
Oh, a private security that was for Mr. Big himself or for?
Yes. The question was there another vehicle involved? And there was. That was a third security vehicle, which is a Blazer that was following the two Suburbans. That vehicle took chase of the suspect vehicle, never saw it. After the suspect vehicle made a right turn eastbound on Wilshire.
It was a Mr. Big security, not the museums or parties, right?
Mr. Big security.
Do you know what location?
Part of his entourage is what how it's been explained.
Do you know what location the entourage was headed to from the party?
No, I do not.
Do you have any more details about the vehicle that you was in? Was it a sedan? Was it a SUV? Was it?
I do not. We've had various descriptions. We know that it was a dark vehicle, and we believe it was a sedan.
With the number of officers assigned to this case, the nature of the case being high profile, would you say that this is your top priority right now as an investigation?
Right now, in Wilshire Detectives, it's a top priority from the standpoint of you have 200 witnesses that you have to interview, that you need to put a lot of people and a lot of resources into it immediately to interview those witnesses. And with the high profile, with the number or the extreme interest that we're getting from around the world in this investigation.
Sean Puffy Combs, back in New York, or do you know if he's still here in LA? Puppy Combs.
I don't know where he is at this time.
Was there any indications of any altercations inside the party prior to the shooting?
No.
Has there been any
And
retaliation?
the questions when you heard me say no, the question was asked if there was any indications of any type of altercations inside Peterson Museum prior to the shooting. We have no knowledge of any.
Have there been any retaliatory shootings as there were in the after the Tupac incident? Have there been any shootings on the streets of Compton or anywhere else related to the shooting of Big?
We have no knowledge of any other shootings relating indirectly or directly to this shooting anywhere in the city or anywhere outside the city for that matter.
What about this Don Harrell shooting his gun? What was that about?
That was unrelated to our knowledge. We believe it was an unrelated incident occurring with an individual who had a gun, who after the party was being broke up, fired his weapon several times into the air, not at anyone directly, and was subsequently arrested.
Thank you.
Lieutenant Mullen, I need either now or later from you an update on the shooting on Friday on Manhattan Place.
That's being handled by the federal postal authorities. They handle the entire investigation with the Attorney General's office issuing the arrest and search warrant. The arrest was made in that case, but you'd have to contact the press relations out of the postal authorities for that.
Thank you.
One good shot. I don't care. Right here, get it right there. Oh, right now. Yeah. Will, the fur in that black hat. That ain't him. With the fur. Oh, with the fur. And the black hat.
Which one, you know?
That ain't cool. Hell, that ain't cool. I think that is Kim in the middle. In the middle, right? The front one. It looks like her. That number she got. Come on, don't go inside yet. Yeah, that's her. Right? Aww.
Can I ask you who you saw? The other ones I
So who's Puff, and then who?
Puff Daddy.
Right, who's after Puff Daddy?
Mace.
Who's Mace? M-A-S-E? M-A-S-E or M-A-C?
M-A-S.
Where's he from?
He's from uptown. Bad boy. And
Little Kim? Who's she?
she's going to be a
What do you think about all the different rumors about why he was shot?
That up. I can see better with my glasses. Stop that traffic. Stop that traffic. Oh, that traffic.
Go Flame! Represent Flame! Chuck that. Go Flame! They must have because they were all invited. 80. Don't slap me by 10.
Yo, limo driver, could you move out the way, please? Go ahead. Oh, man. Get your hell in way, please. Yes, yes. Biggie Smalls. Let's bring them out, everybody. Bring them out. Community affairs. Bring the body of Biggie Smalls out, everybody. Biggie Smalls is the villain. Right there, guys. Right there. The white hook on.
You want us to hold while they'll
Daddy. Go fuck them up. God bless you, Miss Cole. Go fuck. Bad boys forever. One love, brother. Bad boys forever, punk. Bye, baby.
want to do a shot of a couple of them pulling out here, just like, you know, going past.
Hold up. What, you going around?
go too far away. I just want to ask you a quick question. Tommy, when you got a second? Stop him. I got this shit. Notice you lit some incense there and lit a candle with it. What did it mean for you to see his casket go by his old neighborhood?
For me, I mean, it hurt me to my heart to see one of my brothers pass away. I knew Big. I used to live right over here on the corner of St. James for a little while, so that's when I first met him. But to see his casket go by in the street, I mean, it gives me a feeling of joy at the same time to see this many people come out to support a brother that's passed away. But it's sad at the same time that we got to keep dying and killing each other over petty things, you know what I mean? And for me, it was almost like something out of a movie, you know? It's like you live a certain lifestyle and you go out a certain way, but all I can say is just rest in peace to the brother, and I hope that wherever he's at, he's resting in peace, you know, and he has a more peaceful life. I lit the incense for him just because, like I said, I knew him. I interviewed him. I had a radio show. I've hung out with him, and he's a good brother. He was a good brother.
What were people feeling as he went by? There was a fair bit of sort of almost a celebration feeling, which is not a bad way to end a life with a celebration. But
no, I mean, yeah, of course. I mean, it was a feeling of celebration. I mean, when somebody leaves from this world, which we live in, which is such a linear place, you know, and you know that you're going to the next degree, then it should be a celebration. He won't have to suffer here on this planet and go through the spoils and the trials and tribulations that we all have to go through as human beings here.
And he was sort of seen as someone who made it.
No, he did make it. He did make it. I mean, but the definition of making it nowadays, I mean, is there's a lot of things that you can make it in. Yeah, he made it because he came to another level. He let people around him see that through a dream, having a small dream and believing in it and fueling it and going for it every day, that you can make it. So,
what does it mean to make it now? Is that changing? I mean, is that what people are feeling?
I mean, to make it, or to say to make it, I mean, every day we're trying to make it. Everybody's trying to make it. So, I mean, to make it now, I mean, I don't know what to make it now is. I couldn't give you a proper definition because it's just like everybody's striving to make it every day in one way or another, you know.
But does the violence of his death, do you think, change what people are saying about him?
I think it's gonna. I think if people don't stop this time to look at what's happened, you know, through the death of Tupac and now the death of Biggie Smalls, if they don't stop to look and understand that, just to take a message from this, you know what I mean? It's the same thing twice within 4 or 5 months apart. And you know, it's like, even through the music, and it's just time, it's time to really look at what it means. You know, another brother's dead, and there's nothing that we can do about it. And it's at the hands of another brother, another black man. It's time to stop committing crimes against one another and start trying to help one another. So I hope that this death makes everybody stop and wake up and see that there's more things that need to be given in the world that's positive, more messages that need to be spread that's positive. I mean, it's bad that every time a brother dies, like I said, then people come together and they want to talk about the problem. We need to talk about the problem every day until it's solved. You know?
Can you get a two-shot for me, Tom? You said you grew up just down the, what number?
No, I didn't grow up there. I just used to live there for a little while. I stayed right there on St. James and Lefferts.
So at what point, how old were you when you knew?
This was like 3 years ago.
Oh, really? So he was in the industry.
Yeah, this was right before he started to, you know, boom, explode. I used to see him right there in the corner every day. My name is Supernatural. I'm around myself, so I would see him all the time. Plus, I know Chico, Little C.
You're a musician?
Yeah.
right here. We the real family. This is real running up and down. This is family right here. Y'all need to get us right here. Right here. Y'all need this is the real. Don't edit. You need a card. You need a card. Undies Entertainment. Where my card at? Oh my goodness. Bad Boy Records. I ain't got my card on me.
Excuse me.
Still, if that was the call, would you be happy right
It seems to be a group of
Jump right there in the car!
Thank you. Let's come over here, right? Let's come on this side, please. Let's go. This side, this side.
Get this on
No love for so long.
Listen, man. Now, listen. They want us to clear the corners, right? Now, wait. The corners, you gotta move down. Let's go like this. Let's go like this.
Please, no, you gotta listen. You guys gonna have to. Yeah, exactly. You're gonna have to take them back. You gotta move.
younger people? Oh, that's my got a little bit of voice left. They just they see how much love Brooklyn had for Big, so they had to mess it up. They had to. They didn't want to see it. Huh? They started rushing the crowd.
That's true.
For no reason. No reason. They just started rushing the crowd.
And they arrested
and they started beating people and spraying, pepper spraying people's eyes. I lost my voice from screaming so loud.
Why do you think this happens on the
Because they see how much love Big got and they hate it. They just hated it. Like they say player haters, they love haters, you can see.
They got a PhD. Do you think it's kind of sad that on his funeral day this should happen?
Yeah, it is sad. Because all we was doing was showing our love for Big. That's all we was doing, showing our love, and they had to mess it up. Like they say, pull Big out for their friends, they was pulling the Alizé out. And they got mad.
This is blowing all out of proportion. We came here to gather up, meet, pay a homage to Biggie Smalls. You know, this is all blown out of proportion. There's a bunch of us over here, we're saluting, following the Reverend, and all of a sudden, you know, mace is being sprayed, people are being rushed for no reason. There are reporters being arrested for no reason. This is not coincidental, all right? It was as if it was premeditated to some degree. You know what I'm saying? And I'm telling you, well, basically,
they maced the baby.
There was a lot of cheering. There was a lot of cheering going on. As you see, there's a horde, as you see, of African American men around here and ladies that are following Biggie Smalls. You know what I'm saying? They come around, everybody's chanting Biggie Smalls. All of a sudden, a couple of cars are being thrown on, people jumping on the cars to say what's up and give their respects, and the police come out of nowhere and they tackling brothers on the ground for no reason, spraying mace, you know, and basically because everybody is so excited of enjoyment, you know, to some degree, and all of this is happening. This is no need for this. I got sprayed in the face. All I'm here, I took off of work today just to see this man, to pay my respects to this man.
Who was jumping on the car? Just some...
Well, basically everybody. I mean, like, you know, there are people around here that got on the car to get a little height, a little elevation, and that's what happened. I mean, the moral of this whole thing is that it was blown all out of proportion by the city of New York. Once again, you know, and it needs to be controlled. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, this is
Can I get your name?
Avery Williams.
Avery Williams, okay.
Avery Williams.
Appreciate your time.
All right, you take care of yourself.
Man, oh man, fuck.
Motherfucking police started all. We don't do that, so you overwhelm them.
When the cameras are in.
Well, we don't do it anyway, so you overwhelm them with people. That's all.
What happened? What do you guys think happened?
Listen. They go beyond the line. They get disorderly, jumping up on top of cars. You got to stop that.
Yeah.
You know, that's it. You
So
know, they don't.
they kept saying that you guys just started spraying them with pepper spray.
Some of our guys may have used some.
Yeah.
All right, be careful. Huh?
Thank you too.
Oh, man, bro. Read pen. Yeah, Biggie would have got me down and she would have had 20 pounds.
I'm not going to do that.
I'm here. Come here.
Go to work right now.
Biggie Smalls. Brooklyn.
Bed-Stuy.
West Side.
What? Bed-Stuy.
Right. Do or die.
Let's start.
right here.
Then you got a video police hat on. Take that shit down. It's the fan, right?
First of all, when did you hear about it? And when you heard about it, what ran through your mind?
Well, I heard about it this morning through a friend, and when I heard about it, I was devastated, very devastated. I couldn't believe it. I still don't believe it.
Why? What's so shocking?
It's Biggie Smalls. It's just, I don't believe it. From Tupac death, now Biggie Smalls just don't match up.
Is there, as far as you guys are aware, a rivalry between West Coast and East Coast rappers?
Yeah.
So you wouldn't be surprised if this is payback?
Surprised. Payback.
Tell me a little bit about him and his contribution to the community.
Well, he came from a long way. He came from the streets. Now he's famous. He's a rapper now. He changed up a lot. So his life has changed, you know. And his life was in shambles before he even got killed. So now it's just unbelievable.
Is it shocking to you that, I mean, his big album was Ready to Die, right?
Yeah.
I mean, do you find that ironic that was the name of his album and now he's...
Yeah, now he's dead. I still don't believe it. It's a shock.
You guys, was he big in the community? Did you see him walking around?
Everybody respect Big. Everybody like Big. Everybody like him. You know? His music is very extraordinary.
You're a fan?
Yeah, definitely.
What did he write about? What did he talk about? What?
Anything that happened in his life, what was going on in the streets. He kept it real, just like he said. He kept it real. You know, he kept everything real.
Let me talk to Ray. Stay there, Ray. Watch your right foot there, bro. There we go. You good? Can you believe it? He's not here.
I still don't believe it.
He was here yesterday. He's not here today.
Yeah, I still don't believe it. It shouldn't have happened that way.
What runs through your mind about why he's dead or how he died?
Industry problems, East Coast, West Coast thing. Rivalry, you know what I'm saying? Between him and Tupac and the West Coast. Shouldn't be that way.
What kind of music contribution did he provide to Bedford-Stuyvesant? He's a local guy, makes good.
Yeah, he talked about life on the streets, you know what I'm saying? How he came a long way from being a thug to being basically a gentleman, you know what I'm saying? Businessman. He's in the industry now, you know what I'm saying? He had an article in the Source talking about how he want people to look at him as a businessman. He's a father.
Ready to Die was the name of his album.
Yeah.
Do you think that he was? Or did he have a long future ahead of him?
He had a long future ahead of him. He had very potential.
What happens from here?
What happens from here? I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen in the industry.
Is there more danger to rap artists, both West Coast and East Coast, who should be looking over their shoulder?
They should look at this as a lesson, you know what I'm saying?
Second lesson.
Okay.
Mickey D.
Thanks, guys.
Basically doing my life.
Is he one of the more influential ones that you speak? Did he go by Notorious or did he go by Biggie? Or both?
Both.
Well, on his album, Ready to Die, what was it?
Coming out.
Life After Death.
Life After Death.
Man, this is spooky. So you only had 2 albums? That one, the first one?
The first one was Ready to Die.
Ready to Die.
And
the second one is Life After Death. You think sales of that are going to go through the roof? Hanging out of the car. Somebody opened fire and took off. The cops picked him up, rushed to the hospital. Was he by himself? He was. That's one of those guys. Not that I'm aware of. I mean, someone, I don't know if he was working on himself all night because he got shot. No one else got hit. Talk about his experiences on the street. Okay. I know that he experienced drugs. Did he mention that in his songs as well?
Yeah, hustle.
Son and daughter. But his neighborhood is down that way? What is it? Fulton?
St. James.
Are there some record stores
Right
down there
off,
that probably
straight down
have his,
Gates here. Right off.
You first heard about it from me, right? Surprise, shocking, what runs through your mind?
I don't know. I mean, shocking. I mean, if you want the news, I wouldn't believe.
The name of his first album was Give Me Death, I think it was, and the name of his new album is called Life After Death. Pretty ironic, huh?
Yeah.
You listen to his music?
Oh, yeah. I listen to some of his music.
What did he talk about? What kind of a message did he portray? I know that he came up on the street.
Yeah, well, I guess, like, from my own perspective, some of his message was how he was able to grow out of his the hard life of the ghetto and make it in the music industry as one of the biggest rappers around.
How ironic do you find it that he lived about talking on the street and now he literally died on the street?
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess that's the reality of our society nowadays. I mean, you live in the street and you die in the street. So,
okay, thank you. Jimmy Charles?
Yeah, Jimmy Charles.
You live here?
Yeah.
Who's your friend? What's your name?
I'm Joel Pierre.
Joel, spell your last name, Joel. Pierre?
Pierre.
P-I-E-R-R-E.
Yeah.
And you live here in Clinton Hill?
Yeah.
Your reaction when you heard, you're a newsman, you probably heard sooner than other people.
I heard at the supermarket this morning, and I heard two guys talking about it. And I said, wow, is that true? And then I said, yeah, I got shot this morning. I said, man. And then I asked somebody else at the supermarket, and the guy said, yeah, you heard it on the radio.
You couldn't believe it?
I couldn't believe it.
Why not? I mean, here's a guy that you used to see walking the streets here?
Well, I see after Tupac, I said, damn, another one's gone again. I said, well, niggas dropping like flies,
There's talk, there's speculation that Tupac West Coast, Notorious B.I.G. East Coast, that there's a rivalry, a feud between the two, and that this was payback for what happened to Tupac. Have you heard anything like that on the street?
Yeah, actually, I heard that from a couple girls. Young girls, they were talking about it, last night, actually. And then this morning they couldn't believe it.
Right.
And I was like, okay. Yeah, that's what might be happening, or something like that. But I never thought about it, that
it could happen.
That it could happen, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Joel Pierre?
Yeah.
Joel, pleasure meeting you.
Nice meeting you.
Stay there. How long you been living in this section of Brooklyn?
About a year and a half.
About a year and a half.
Yeah.
You work for the 18th?
Yeah.
What do you do?
I'm a photo editor.
Are you really? Yeah. Oh, that's good. Keep you busy.
Yeah.
Artist? Spell it.
A-R-T-I-S.
A-R-T-I-S. Look at me, don't look at her. Where were you when you heard? And what ran through your mind when you heard?
I was in the house when I heard it. My brother called me, told me Big got killed. I ain't know what to say.
Did you believe it when you heard it?
I ain't even believe it.
What did you tell your brother?
I couldn't believe it. I told him he was lying. I couldn't believe that.
I keep hearing the rumor that this is East Coast, West Coast.
Yeah.
Is there truth to that?
It is. It is.
It is?
It is. It only is supposed to be like this. It's just, everything just messed up.
Tell me about what kind of guy we're talking about.
Big? Yeah. He's a nice guy. He ain't nothing wrong. He ain't no criminal or nothing. He nice. He a nice guy.
Somebody told me his next album coming out is called
March
Life After
25th,
Death.
Life After Death.
How ironic do you find that?
It's good. I heard the whole album already. It's nice.
Can you imagine that that's the name of his album and now he's dead?
Yeah.
What's your partner's name?
June Dog. Billy.
Billy. Joe Torres. What's your last name?
Brown.
Billy Brown. I saw you shaking your head. I mean, this upsets you.
It's ironic, man, because I came home this morning. A friend of mine called my house, like 7, 8 o'clock. Told me Biggie just got killed, and I couldn't believe it, because Biggie, I mean, come on now, that's like Brooklyn finest, you know? I mean, Big is like Brooklyn. When you say Biggie Smalls, you're saying Brooklyn. So, you know, when we hear from Brooklyn and we like, you know, the representative of Brooklyn, he just gone just like that. I mean,
that's my next question. How painful is this to Brooklyn?
It's hurting right now, man. For real, it's really hurting. I mean, I can imagine how people from LA felt now, you know, when Tupac got murdered, you know, so. I mean, we still got a couple of, you know, Brooklyn representatives, but I mean, Big was like, you know, the ultimate Brooklyn, the whole borough, you know. Everything he did was for the borough of Brooklyn, and you know, he even said it, everything, you know, so.
So this hurts.
Painful, man, for real, really painful.
Thanks, guys. Billy Brown?
Billy Brown.
Walk up to him and say
We
hi.
type to see him in the street, like, yo, what up, Big, what's going on, you know, how's everything? You're like, yo, what up, you know,
Big,
people love, you know, come up to him like this, you know, giving everybody love and all that, you know.
He was fine.
Yeah. He was good with it. He had to write about the streets. That's what you call it, keeping it real, you know. Coming from the streets, you might as well write about the streets.
Have you heard about this East Coast, West Coast feud?
Yes, it don't make no sense. But I think all that is just to sell records, you know. To sell records. You know, so from that, life after death, all right there.
Yeah, you chills just to think about that. Ready to die now. He's only 24, right? Married, kids, brothers?
You got two kids. Oh, that's good.
You lived in Teaneck, you moved to Teaneck.
I just heard right now, as I'm speaking to you, this is devastating.
Why so?
Because he spoke of the urban language, the urban, what happened here. You know, what happens here in our everyday. He told everybody exactly how it is and exactly how we feel from the heart.
He was Brooklyn, somebody said to me.
Brooklyn, no doubt. All heart Brooklyn. This is my hometown. This is where I was brought up and raised. This is who I am.
How painful for you to hear this then this morning?
Devastating.
Don't do that, guy. Thank you.
It's devastating. I mean, everybody here is Biggie. He tells everybody what they do, what to do to survive. Some people can't get a job, can't just get out there and do what they got to do. Biggie let people know, you got to do it this way, or no way at all.
How painful a loss then not to have his voice around here anymore.
That's just as painful as Tupac. I don't care if people hated him. I love Tupac too, just as a person. These were people, as you and I. Only we had different lives, different brought up, different things, different upbringings.
One guy told me that they feel the West Coast pain that much more now after experiencing the loss of
See,
Biggie.
I can't reflect on the West Coast's problems. That's the personal
I kept hearing West Coast, East Coast. This
See,
is
no,
feud.
but I'm a East Coaster. I've been born and raised in New York. I don't care what they did. We always talked about who we were as people. East Coast, West Coast, I don't care what it was. It was hitting the home. They told you what happened in your everyday. Waking up, getting yelled by your mother. You gotta get the hell up to go to all of those little idiosyncrasies that we grew up in our lives in school. We made us as black people. And Notorious B.I.G. and Tupac and everybody of that aura took care of that. They let people know who we were as people.
Didn't matter where you were from.
No. I don't care if you East Coast, West Coast, I don't care. My heart goes out to the East Coast, to the West Coast. It goes out. It goes out.
Stay close, hold on. How long, you lived, born and raised here all your life?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not born and raised in Queens. I love Brooklyn. I'm born in Queens, but I love Brooklyn to my heart and soul.
And you used to walk the streets? 3, 2. People here say Biggie Smalls was not only a part of this community, but also a representative for the community, explaining through his words and music what life was all about here on the streets of Brooklyn.
Too hot, man.
You guys good? Tell me what you think.
Yeah, I just think that it was a shame that it happened to him. You know, I mean, especially it happened to him here in California, because in LA, because of the fact that they got the East Coast, West Coast thing going on, and it shouldn't be like that. You know, it was unfortunate that Tupac got killed, and it's really unfortunate that Biggie Smalls got killed. We just seen him the other night on what is the Soul Train Award, and you know, people need to tone down on this gun activity, all these aggravated things they got going as far as rapper this and who's the biggest, and you know, it's just everybody. I mean, it's enough money should be for everybody. So they need to quit tripping, especially our youngsters. You know what I mean? Really need to quit tripping because, I mean, we got a lot more to lose. And we have the game if we keep going on with that. I mean, our youngsters going to be killed themselves off before their generation gets started. You know, and that's just the way I feel about the situation. Biggie Smalls probably was a target of some idiot that wanted to get recognition, you know. But now, I mean, he thinks he's got recognition, but I figured that he's gonna be a target now because he did something really stupid, really stupid. Never take a life, man. That's just very senseless, and our kids need to wake up and find that out, man. That's about all I got to say about it because it's just kind of ridiculous, you know what I mean? It really is.
Well, appreciate your time.
All right, thank you.
Thanks
Well, I would like to. Well, what I think about it, I think
Dude,
that.
actually talk to me.
Okay, what I think is that, you know, we all need to get together, you know, and love one another. Instead of all this killing and stuff is endless, you know. And by the time the year 2000 come, they gonna be and killed up each other. You know, I mean, rapping. I don't understand the type of music anyway. I'm from the old school, so I don't, you know, understand, you know, what rapping means anyway. I mean, the best knowledge to me is to see it in the streets, and, you know, that's what I see. But, you know, all that rapping and stuff, and Biggie Smalls, unfortunately, you know, it had to happen to him. You know, I'm sorry, but, you know, I don't know.
You think the music?
I think the music has a lot to do with it, a lot to do with the rapping music, period, has a lot to do with all of this. And I'm a firm believer in that. Yep.
All right. Well, thanks for your time.
Okay. Thank you.
Hey, tell me. I'm just curious what you think.
Well, I was shocked when I heard the news. I didn't believe it. I mean, he was a great rapper and everything, and I liked his music. But it was a lot of, you know, tension between East and West Coast, and I think it has something to do with the East and West Coast thing. Yeah, that's my opinion.
Do you think the music in any way causes this sort of thing?
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
I mean, the way they rap, they talk about each other. They, instead of they bringing up each other, they just put each other down, and that's not right. I mean, they should help each other out and congratulate each other, and they don't do that. Oh, thank you.
Thanks very much.
Okay.
And you guys want?
I mean, I think he should have left right after Soul Train Awards, knowing he don't get along with no one out here. I mean, people like him, but it's the West Coast, and he's from the East Coast, so it's time to go after the awards. He shouldn't have stayed.
What do you think about? I mean, is it related to any other shootings?
I'm not really sure. I'm really not sure. I'm not knowing.
What do you think about the music? Do you think
It's cool. I mean, that's straight. I'm gonna get a CD though. I mean, but he should have left. He had no reason to stay.
Do you think any of the violence is because of the music?
Not really. It's just personal.
All right, thanks.
All right.
What do we want to do?
Well, right here.
I'm just gonna stand here.
Okay.
And they're mixing it up. Okay, we good? Okay. Talk to me. Tell me what you think about what happened.
Well, you know, personally, I just think Biggie should have stayed on the East Coast because all the East and West controversy, you know. It's dangerous over here on the West side. It just got smoked. That's about all I have to say.
What about, I mean, is this related to Tupac Shakur?
I think so. I believe so. You know, I'm a Tupac fan. I think it was. Somebody was just, you know, hot that Tupac got killed when smoked Biggie out of retaliation or something. I don't know, though. Who am I to say? Huh? Yeah, he's a good artist, you know. But, you know, I'm more of a West Coast rap. You know, I like the West Coast rappers more than the East Coast. So I really don't listen to all that East Coast stuff too much.
What about what they're saying in the music? Do you think that promotes violence?
Yep, music promotes violence. All of it, really. Biggie and Tupac was, you know, they talked about death when they rapped. They rapped about it. So it just came true, basically. You rap about it, you live it, it's gonna happen.
You have a problem with that?
I don't have no feelings, you know. It don't really matter to me. I'm just going living. All right. All right.
Really appreciate it.
All right.
I want to hear what you guys think about what happened.
I think they told him not to come to LA no more.
Here, talk
And
to
so
me.
he came to LA and he got busted on. You know what I'm saying? They peeled his cap. And so now people from the West Coast can't go to the East Coast because now they're gonna be scared somebody's gonna shoot them. And then everybody in the East Coast know they can't come over here and be talking about any woof. You know what I'm saying? And that's it.
What about? I mean, what do you think of the music? Do you think it promotes violence?
I don't,
No,
the music it don't promote violence because simply everybody has their own mind. You know, people gonna do what they want to do.
Yeah.
Only music, you know what I'm saying, if you give a 10-year-old kid with a gun, you know, music can, you know, tell him anything, but that's the parents' fault, you know, if a kid do that. You know what I'm saying? But anybody a mainframe, you know, a mainframe, you know, a mind frame or whatever, that's what I was trying to say. You know, if a teenage kid, you know, you ain't gonna do nothing like that. So music don't have nothing to do with it. You know, as far as Biggie Smalls, you know, he had it coming to him, you know, and it's just like you can't live, you know, the way he was living, try to live off fat, and then try to have beef with somebody on the West Coast and then come over here and then enjoy the luxury and stuff, because you forgot when Tupac was shot, he was upstairs chilling. He did not come down to see if he was all right. So he already had it coming back to him, you know, and I think it's just gonna be squashed after that, you know, and ain't nothing else to it, you know. And I just say, you know, I just hope my boy Snoop watches back, you know.
And Biggie Smalls got shot because he shot Tupac because Tupac did it to his wife. You know what I'm saying? She was sprung on him. So they peeled his cap just because of that. And that's probably it. And oh yeah, and the music get me pumped. The music get me pumped. I don't think it promotes violence. It get me pumped. It get me ready to go out and party.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Shake my rear end.
That's basically it.
All right, cool. Thanks. Hold on one second. And actually, you want to tell me what you think about this?
But really, I really don't have feelings for it. I don't listen to that kind of music. But I do feel sorry because, okay, 6 months ago, Tupac got shot, and now it's like 6 months later, Biggie Smalls got shot. I don't think it's connection between each other, but I think it's right that he has to die like that, get shot to death. That's all I have to say. I mean, I listen to his songs, I listen to Tupac's, but I really don't have a feeling for that kind of music. That's all I have to say.
Do you think the two killings are related?
I really don't think so. I think it's just a coincidence, but I don't think it's related. I think it came to a shock to me because how like East Coast and West Coast rivalries come between each other. But I don't think it's had nothing to do related to nothing the killing that Tupac and Biggie Smalls had. I think it's just a coincidence that now people are saying that it's related, but like they said, Snoop Dogg needs to watch out for his back because it's like Tupac and them, they're like, I think if Snoop Dogg gets shot, then I think it's something to do related if it happens something like that. That's all I have to say.
Thanks for your time. Cool. Okay, tell me what you think.
I think that nobody knew what was coming. You know what I'm saying? Just another thing that happened, just like Tupac. And things happen in life, so that's how it is in the big world. That's about it. All I have to say about that.
The music?
The music is tight. Both Tupac and Biggie Smalls, they both tight. And I'm going to give Biggie Smalls a CD too, because I don't know. I don't think he deserved to die, but some people think he killed Tupac or whatever. But I ain't got to say nothing about it. I don't care, really. That's about it.
All right, cool. Thanks.
All right.
Seven. Yeah. 6:30. Yeah. Talk to me. Tell me what you think about what happened.
Well, I feel that
Talk to me.
I just feel that, you know, people just have to start getting more mature about things. I mean, killing each other over rap music. I mean, within 6 months, we got 2 great artists that is gone now. I mean, that we won't never hear them make another album. We won't never hear them performing another concert over some East Coast, West Coast. I mean, it doesn't matter what coast you're living on, we all going through the same thing. So I just feel brothers should just act more mature about things, just wake up and just make their money and keep on making albums.
So what do you think causes all this?
I think it's just immaturity. I mean, you just, like Snoop Dogg is just in it for the money. I think brothers, just make your money, do what you gotta do, and just squash things. I mean, just leave things alone. Just make your money, go in concert, make your CD, and just, you know, leave things alone.
What's the attraction of all the violence?
You know, I can't really tell you that. You know, I just can't really tell you that.
Do you think the music promotes it?
Well, I think it kind of does. I think, you know, they should have some kind of rule where as far, you know, a little limit, you can go in as far when you rapping, you know. I think they should like have a cut line now, since, you know, we just lost 2 great, you know, performers and with not even in a year.
Great. I guess we're really good.